Salute, salute, salute to God, the Most High, the Creator of everything. I gotta cut this short, but thank you for hitting that like button, subscribe button, and one time, and we got to give two salutes to the God, and we have a new shirt on the market. This is the new design, that my brother came up with. It's the Uncut Squad ticking time bomb, because y'all know we dynamite around here. We keeps it popping. In other words, y'all get your shirts today. All shirts start between $35 to $40. You know what I'm saying, a piece. We could work out shipping and handling, and shout out to my big brother C Dub for putting the work in and for using your God given talents, brother, to help your brother. I appreciate that, my man. All right, all right. We already got our one times out the way. Now, there's been lots of people who's been wanting to share their opinion. I've been one of those people on this Karmelo case. I can't talk too long, so let's get into this. Fair use, educational purposes, or we gonna air it out today. Let's go.
YouTube, welcome back to the channel. This is Real Nathan Daly, and this is another episode of the Crime Classroom. And in this episode, we're going to clarify a lot of misinformation, a lot of disinformation from a lot of major...
Y'all go subscribe to the Crime Classroom. Facts over feelings. You know what I'm saying? Go subscribe to the Crime Classroom. Straight up. I already subscribed. Let's get it, brother. I can't talk too long.
Podcasters and quote-unquote professional attorneys. We're going to clarify some misunderstandings in reference to my position and the explanation of law. You guys, a lot of you are making an emotional stance and you're not listening. We're going to clarify that over here. What are we talking about in this episode? We're talking about premeditation. Why is this important? Because a lot of you believe that this is premeditated homicide, but you're not the only one. You guys, what does it mean for premeditation, and why are we holding on so strongly to this concept that he intended to murder Austin Metcalf? What are people saying in the comment section? What are you guys saying online? And who are you listening to? Where are you getting your facts from? I want to know the details, because we all have the same information, and you're looking at someone who's an expert in use of force, an expert in police policy and procedure, and I'm telling you that there's not enough information for us to draw the conclusion that this is first-degree murder, that this was premeditated. What are the elements for premeditation, you guys? Let's talk about the definition. Premeditation, according to law.com, it's planning, plotting, or deliberating before something. Premeditation is an element in first-degree murder. It shows intent to commit the crime. Why is this important, you guys? Plotting, planning, premeditation, meaning I put some thought into it, means that I prepared this entire thing. I wanted to do it. I was looking forward to doing it. I orchestrated the events necessary to take the...
Y'all listen, because we all gonna learn today. But I've been telling y'all this. I never hesitate to get mine. I told you so in there, so let's ride.
This person's life. This is the hill that they have to climb to prove first-degree murder. I don't think they have enough. But why are people saying this is premeditated, you guys? This is what you were saying to me. I'm going to explain to you why your argument is flawed. We don't know the size of the knife. The size of the knife matters. For it to be unlawful and illegal, it has to be 5.5 inches long. That's the law, you guys. And if it is that long, if you're under the age of 18, you can't have it. Okay? So here's the problem with the argument. Just because you have a weapon on you doesn't mean you can't use it for self-defense. The second issue that people are bringing up to justify intent in premeditated murder is the fact that Carmelo Anthony went to the tent, a tent of the opposing team. And they are saying because he had a knife and he went to the tent and that he refused to leave means that that's premeditated murder. You guys, that's false. Where did you get that from? That's not true. Please.
Where did you get that from? Told y'all it wasn't true. Told you it wasn't true. They trying to convict this man before he can face a jury of his peers and have, like his day in court, basically. His day in court. Let's go.
Show me the law where that's true, you guys. That's false. Okay, I need you to understand this. He had a legal reason to be in the public space. Okay, he was at a track meet. He went under the tent. According to the family, according to the information that we have, it's because of the inclement weather that he went underneath the tent. Maybe he had friends, maybe he didn't. You guys, but it's not against the law for him to be underneath the tent. That does not equate or add to the value of premeditated.
And let me add on, you all, that also doesn't mean that you go about taking the law into your own hand either, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your hands to yourself. That does not mean that you go about taking the law into your own hands. All right? Very important message to send out. Let's go, brother.
Murder, okay? What's the third thing that they're saying is, one, Austin Metcalf approached him and said, hey, sir, you don't belong here. You're not supposed to be here. You're from the other team. You need to leave. Why did he say that? Because according to him, according to the father of Austin, Hunter Metcalf told his father that Carmelo was heckling the other team. And
y'all see that? Hunter trying to act all innocent. It was Hunter that started this. Hunter when he told his dad, and I guess his dad, you know what I'm saying, gave both of the boys okay, or Austin felt like I'm gonna step up and do the right thing, you know, and get this guy from under here. How we know the dad wasn't in on this? How we know it wasn't 3 versus 1 now? That's a very intricate piece of evidence right there.
They went over and approached him and said, hey, you don't belong here. You need to leave. Well, Karmelo decided not to leave. Well, you guys, here's where we get into the legalese of it. Was Karmelo Anthony breaking the law?
No.
No, he wasn't. Is it against the law for him to be underneath the tent?
No.
No, it is not. Was it against the law for him to be at the park at the track meet? No, it was not. He broke no laws being underneath the tent. Now, here's the reality. Yeah, if someone doesn't want you there, you should leave, right? We can all agree on that. But here's the problem. Austin is 17 years old. He's not a grown-up. He's not in charge of the tent. He's not the tent police. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for all your support on this channel, you guys. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I really look forward to...
Who is it? It's the tent police. It's the tent police. You can't be up under here, plus you're black. Plus you're not on this team. 83% of us say you got to go. Well, my little 1% self say I can stay right here. I'm going to Rosa Parks this thing on out. Then you going to grab me and move me, and then I tell you don't touch me. And then you touch me. Then I say, okay, punch me and see what happens. And then you actually did whatever you did, and you had to F around and find out. You really want to see what was going to happen. So I guess we all saw what happened. Rest in peace to Austin, but he should still be here. Now, to me, it's a little peculiar. Because now I'm hearing it being said that Austin went to the dad about Hunter went to the dad about Karmelo being underneath the tent. And then we don't know what the dad told Austin and Hunter, which is why he's probably trying to look so holy, sanctified, and saved in every video he do. You know what I mean? We don't know what he said because there's other witness accounts to where they actually say that these guys were, you know, hitting Karmelo with the N-word slur and everything, you know, but it's all speculation.
To sharing more content with you, and let's get back to it. He doesn't own the tent. The tent doesn't have his name on it. It doesn't belong to him. The bleachers that the tent was over doesn't belong to him either. What should Austin have done? He should have went and got a grown-up, a big person, an adult, maybe security, maybe the person who put the tent up is who he should have went and got and said, listen, we have a guy who's heckling the team. We don't want him over here. It makes us feel uncomfortable. Can you please talk to him, tell him to leave? That is what should have happened, but that's not what happened. What happened was Austin verbally told him to leave. He refused, and according to the witness, there was an argument. In that argument, there had to have been some provocation, and that we do know provocation occurred possibly, more likely, on both sides, but we don't know, you guys, because we don't have the evidence. We don't know what was said, even though the witness told the officer that they were arguing. The officer never asked the witness what they were arguing about.
And no one's ever come out and said exactly what Austin said to Karmelo to get him to the point to say, touch me and see what happens. So we know that there was some type of words exchanged. We know that there was a challenge issued at some point. Because when somebody black tell you touch me and see what happens, or stay here till I get back, or F around and find out, or okay, punch me and see what happens, those are all indications that we will defend ourselves. Those are all indications that we will defend ourselves. You know, it's not saying we're going to start it, but it's saying we will defend ourselves.
What was actually exchanged? That's poor police work, but we're not going to get into that. So what happened, you guys? Austin, in all of his infinite glory, decided that he was going to physically remove someone out of the tent. Another 17-year-old boy, he felt that he had the authority to remove someone physically against their will. And listen, I don't hear...
Because that's what they did in the old days. But they'll break in the jail and come get you and put that thing around your neck and hang it from a Timberland oak tree. Boy, they used to come get you. They'll reach in and set your curtains on fire with tiki torches and wait for you to run out and gun you down. You know what I'm saying? Man, we know what they did for man, poor Dick Rawlins. Black Wall Street. We see what they did to Emmett Till. We know how they get down. We saw what they did to Medgar Evers. We know how they get down. Man, he felt like this was still those days. You shouldn't do that to anyone, regardless of their ethnicity. Respect all human beings because you don't know what anyone else is capable of. You don't know what they're carrying, and you certainly don't know if they're going to reciprocate the same energy. All right. Just another little imperative lesson. Let's go, brother.
Hear anybody talking about that? No one is mentioning that. The entire left wing conservative mob group is not speaking on the fact that you have no business putting your hands on another person. You can't physically force someone to do something they don't want to do. It's against the law, you guys. It doesn't work like that. Austin is not a police officer.
If it's against the law, that means that Austin could have been arrested that day because he broke the law by physically assaulting Carmelo not once but twice. That means that if he was alive, that he'd probably be facing jail time too, or at least some kind of misdemeanor probation, or they would have took it light on him. I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? They're both kids. They would have took it light on him, but still.
He doesn't have the authority of that tent to make decisions. He's not the tent police. So, with that being said, he broke the law. What law did he break? It's assault. You guys, it doesn't matter what a person says to you. You can't assault them. Words, provocation. What's the other complaint that people are making in reference to this case? The fact that Carmelo put his hand in the bag and he grabbed the weapon. He grabbed the knife. People are saying because he grabbed the knife in that moment, he looked at Austin and said, hey, touch me and see what happens. Listen, you guys, there's a difference between provocation and there's a difference between giving a warning. But these things can be argued where? In court. The idea that someone says, I am going to assault you, I'm going to punch you. And then you, as a person who heard that threat, that said, if you punch me, see what happens. What does that mean? It means that you have to threaten me. And then I responded with, if you do it, see what happens. People are saying that that is premeditation.
And it's
because
not.
in the moment, he knew in his mind that he had a knife. But Austin did not know he had a knife. You guys, for self-defense, you don't have to let the person you're defending yourself against know that you have a weapon.
I've been telling y'all this. This is why we have concealed carry in the state of Florida. You don't know who's carrying. You don't know what a person has. And even right here in the state of Florida, the castle law extends from your home all the way to your personal vehicle because that is still your personal property. That is still your private property. All right. Let's get it understood, y'all. I'm just not a buff that get on here and reiterate what I hear and didn't know, man. I read. I've had more than enough time to read and learn. And I've made more than enough mistakes to keep my nose in those law books. Real talk. I ride with constitutions.
Did you guys get that from? See, I find it fascinating that a lot of these left and right wing or mainly conservatives all of a sudden have brain fog as if they don't even know the laws anymore. Okay, so let's be clear on it. You don't have to let people know you have a gun. You don't have to let people know you have a weapon. Okay, because you imagine that you had to let the suspect, the offender, know that you are about to use lethal force or you're about to use force against them. That's part of the law. It's not part of the law. Where did you get that from? You guys aren't the only ones who think that. Recently, I watched a clip on Fox with Brandon Tatum. Listen, that's my boy. I like him now. Okay, he came to the.
I personally had to unsubscribe from Brandon Tatum. This guy here is the definition of those little animals with the claws that get rabies, that's got like the black around their eyes that climb trees. You know what I'm saying? I just can't say it on camera, but he's a definition of that. And when he said what he said about Sonia Massey, when he covered that one story about the screaming, chick that had left a baby stroller in front of the black man's house, and he actually lived there, and the way he covered this story, I was done. Hodge twins done. Anton Daniels done. Charleston White done. The Cartier family done. OK Rick done. I had to unsubscribe from all of them.
The channel. I think he's great. We don't agree on everything, but listen, he got this one wrong. And he's talking about the details of the case. But Brandon, where did you get the details from? Because none of us have it. Okay, what did you read? What do you have access to come to a definitive position that this is not self-defense or this is murder in the first degree? I don't know where you got it from. And listen, you're talking about premeditation as if you have all the facts. What facts do you have? Show them to me. I want to see them. And this isn't just for Brandon. This is for anybody. Please bring me the facts and not the assumptions. Listen, I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm saying he's not accurate. And there's a difference.
And you know what? Before we get into this, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and I'm going to pick right back up where I left off at because I'm going to make this like a two-part series. I want to be able to get everything in. I'm going to make this a two-part series because y'all know I have to pause this and everything due to the fair use and, the fair use clause involved in using other people's content on social media. So, y'all sit still. I'm gonna get this one edited down, get this one up, and I'm gonna return and do a part two, But at least I get to play on y'all suspicion for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But this brother is really gonna break it down. All right, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Stay. Wait a minute. If I go there, I got to go here. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with your higher power. Get y'all shirts too today, man. Get y'all shirts too, man. Don't have my brother out here showing his skills for nothing, his talent for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all shirts today. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, and above all things, no matter how tough life gets, be you. You can make it. Ashe.